Yeah. But it's good to see. I think it's great that these renovations are looking the way they do today. I mean, people are branding their businesses off this now. Like everyone knows, like, oh, that's a so-and-so renovation. And the product that's being put out now is so much different than the product that was being put out in 15, 16, 17.
I agree. Most of our peers right now that are active are doing really high quality work. So you have to keep up with them, which is frustrating. You know, we should all just say, like, let's chill out a little bit. You know?
Right?
They're doing way better than we did 8 years ago.
No one's even ready.
What about,
it's not even close.
What about like all the structural stuff that's going on? Like people are like getting buildings vacant and like completely like doing the structural engineer and putting steel into the properties and
that's definitely changed. You know, 10 years
It's
ago, I didn't really know what a structural engineer was. Now they're on speed dial.
Really?
I mean, it's really changed.
You're using them on everything.
Essentially every project.
People are too educated now.
I think.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost naive thinking there's not a structural problem in these 100-year-old buildings. There's always something.
Well, a lot of times,
especially like frame and stuff.
But a lot of times back in 2015, you're renovating a unit and you have a $40,000 contract with your GC. He takes the walls down, he sees the beams, he's like, well, it's $40,000. I'm just gonna.
I mean, you were doing more than I would say. Just put more on top.
Yeah. Now it's all right. Like, you want your floors. You want your floors level. We're gonna take out all these beams.
Yeah.
And not only that, the code has changed. So I think that now, like you said, structural is almost part of it.
Problem is, once it's opened up and everyone sees eyes on it, you know, then it's a problem. If it's covered, it's a different liability kind of risk tolerance. But if you see a cracked beam, you know, you're gonna fix it. Full stop.
I just think it's interesting where there's all these buildings out there that were renovated, but they didn't do the real like structural work and the work to the bones.
Lipstick.
It's
lipstick on a pig.
Lipstick on a pig. That's what Luke and I talk about. So all these buildings that are just lipstick on a pig, and it's really unfortunate in a way because they made it look so nice, like when you walk in, but the bones and the structure, it's not what it could be, and I feel like those buildings kind of have real issues compared to ones where they can demonstrate the structural work that was done.
There's two ways to buy real estate. You could do the lipstick on a pig and sell quickly, or you can buy to hold, right? So I think over the last 10 years, more people were doing lipstick on a pig and sells. Everyone, right? Yeah. So for us, we tried to think about it as a long-term hold. So we were doing a little bit more, costing a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, someone's going to pay for the lipstick on a pig at some point. It might not be the person who did it. Someone down the line is going to pay for it when something happens. Maybe it's not a catastrophe, but you know, you find your floors are like this. Why? Yeah. Because no one fixed the beams, no one leveled.
And
the
New
beams.
York is so small. All it takes is one fund or one buyer to be like, well, no, I have to have a structural engineer look at this, and I have to do this.
That's it.
I think the lipstick on a pig model is. I don't think there's a buyer for it right now. I really don't. I think everyone's too smart. Everyone knows. They're all looking at this stuff. They're looking at the windows.
Educating them right now.
Yeah, we're educating.
I mean,
sorry, but yeah, we are. Yeah.
A 10-year-old renovation and a 30-year-old renovation, it's the same thing. We're gutting it, right? So it's almost like it's like you're not getting any value for that like lipstick on a pig because the next guy knows he's gonna have to rip it up and do it right.
You already spent the soft cost, right? You're already in for a number just for renovating the unit. You may as well do it right,
especially with today's numbers.
You don't know how long you're gonna hold that building. You could say it's 3 years, but it could wind up being 10 very, very easily.
And it's funny because there's no more $30,000-$40,000 rent outs. It's $100 and up, so you might as well do everything.
So if you're gonna spend 100, go for it.
Yeah, that's the way I think.
Yeah, no, I think people don't understand how expensive it is to do things right in New York City.
Correct.
And the contractor will tell you one price. You got to build in the contingency. You use that. You peel back the walls. There's a structural issue.
Yep.
And then it just blows up. So I think it's really hard to vet these projects from a full CapEx renovation budget perspective when, we get a walkthrough of 20% of the units.
Yeah.
And you just don't get, you can't peel back the walls and expose beams. It's just not part of normal diligence. So if you can figure out, so you're either budgeting too much and probably nothing pencils, or you're budgeting under and you're going to have increased costs, and it's really kind of a balancing act on a lot of these acquisitions.